There's a number of issues that we would classify as frontal lobe or executive function issues, and I want to talk to you about those. Is she absent-minded?
Yes, a lot of times, yes.
Can you give me some examples?
Even like tonight, we're invited to a birthday party for a friend of mine, and when I asked her about today, she said, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. She forgets, where she needs to be. This morning, coming here to meet you, we were talking about our son's continuing education, and finally, oh, we got to get going. And she's like, well, for what? I said, remember where we have to be? Oh yeah, it's already 10 after 8. So.
But you were here early.
But we were still here. But if it were, she kind of loses track of things.
Does she have difficulty with time?
Not as much as she used to. She's overall a little bit better.
Talk to us about the problems she used to have.
She used to always be, if she had a 9 o'clock appointment, she thought leaving the house at 9 o'clock was close enough. And she has gotten better that, okay, that means I need to be back there at 9.
Does she seem to not understand that other people's schedules are important?
I think that's something that she's always had a problem with even before the accident.
How would you contrast it before and after?
I think before she used to have an opinion of, if you get to a doctor's appointment, well, you always have to wait anyway, so if I'm 20 minutes late, I won't have to wait so long. And she's finally realized that now if she gets there 15 minutes early, and if the doctor is ahead, you'll be out of there before your appointment time it actually is.
Does she have trouble making decisions?
Yeah, sometimes I think she does. I think some things I think she overanalyzes. Other things I think that she just doesn't think through quite the way she wants to.
Give me some examples of the overanalyzing.
We're planning a trip down to Florida this March to Disney World, and she has changed our reservations and different packages, I'll bet you 6 times already.
She's able to use a computer?
Yes.
And she does all that on a computer?
Yes.
Does she, is the computer a good thing in her life?
I think so.
In what ways?
She does communicate with her sister quite a bit, just via email, where otherwise I don't think she would be as in close contact with her sister as she is.
Her typing and her verbal ability to communicate on the computer is back to normal?
I would say yes.
What about initiating activity or behaviors? Does she actually independently make decisions to do things and then go ahead and do them, or do you have to continually prod her or basically be the one who motivates her to do things?
It depends on the activity. If it's something that she wants to do, she's very motivated. However, there are a lot of other situations where it seems like I do have to motivate her to do things.
She was motivated to be part of this interview.
Very much so.
Yeah. Tell us about how she felt about doing this and the motivation she had for this.
She came to the meeting here a few weeks ago. Apparently you were here. I was not feeling that good that night. I come to some of the meetings with her. That night I was not feeling good and just stayed home. She came home, talked about your presentation that you had here, and asked if I would be interested in helping her. And I guess I felt that, yeah, I would do this more for her, quite honestly, than you.
Talk to me about the things that she has more motivation problems doing.
She seems to not have a lot of motivation. House cleaning is a perfect example. She used to keep the house very clean. Now she does very little cleaning unless it's almost like, okay, she's forced to. So basically my son and I that do a lot of the cleaning these days.
Is she unorganized when she does clean?
I can't answer that question.
Does she have difficulty following through and completing a task?
Yes. Yeah.
Like in house cleaning, does she start and get distracted and never finish?
She does. She gets distracted, I think, with a lot of issues that she'll put something down and just leave it sit.
Can you give me any examples?
Example is our auto insurance cards came into the mail a few weeks ago, and there's a card for each of the three vehicles. Our son has a vehicle on our policy, and everybody needs to put these in their vehicle. And the vehicle she normally drives, I just noticed this morning, her card is still sitting on the kitchen counter.
What about planning? Does she ever really plan something and follow it through and get it done?
Yeah, she does.
The trip to Florida, for example?
Exactly.
Talk to me about the process of that trip.
Well, that's a situation where we're going with her sister and her sister's family, and we're meeting them there. So a lot of the situation is her planning and organizing with her sister as well.
Does she make the same mistakes over and over?
Not that I can relate to.
So you can see a process where she's learning from experience?
Yes, I think things are improving as far as the cognitive thinking.
How's her judgment?
It's not the same as it used to be, but again, I can't give you any examples.
How would you explain the difference?
I don't know how to explain it, I really don't.
If she would, before the accident, was she a 7 or 8 on a 10-point scale in terms of making good decisions, judgments?
Yes.
Where would you put her now?
5.
Do you have an example of a really bad decision that she made?
I can't think of anything
That's
right off
okay.
the top of my head.
Does she do inappropriate things in social settings?
She used to do a lot more. She used to, actually get very frustrated and almost rude to people, like in a grocery store, or, but in actual like party atmospheres or whatnot, and amongst friends, she does control her emotions.
How did she go, what did she change to go from having problems to doing better?
I think it's a slow evolution, the way things are happening. It's not like a sudden change of anything.